Today we're outside in the garden and we're going to be planting the garden today. Last time that I was out in the garden, we had pulled up the old garden and pulled up the old black fabric, and then we had laid out some new black fabric. Now I'm just pulling that new black fabric back up, and I'm just gonna rake over it, and then my husband's gonna come in and till it. So I'm just taking apart the raised garden bed, pulling up the black fabric, and then we're gonna till up some of this dirt. Since the last time that we were out here, it did snow, and so I'm just trying to get the ground flat and tilled back up, and then we're gonna put the black fabric back down. Also, when we were out here, I was going to use that old black fabric, and I'm gonna show you later in the video what we did with that old black fabric and how we're reusing that. So I've got this all raked out, and then I'm going to go ahead and put back this black fabric, and that's gonna help minimize the weeds coming through. It's not gonna be perfect. There will be some weeds that will come through, but it will kind of help the crops to grow better. This is the way we've been doing it, and it's been working out well, and minimizing those weeds coming up through. So I'm gonna get the rest of this put back together, and then we're gonna be ready to plant our seeds. So I'm now ready to plant the seeds, and I have a little diagram drawn up, and I like to do that so I know exactly which box and where I'm planting everything. So I'm just going to go through the boxes, and I'm going to make these little holes, and then we're going to put in the seeds. And this is how we've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's been helping them to grow and keeping out some of those weeds. So I just take the scissors, and then I kind of X into there, and then I'm opening that up, and then I make a little square out of it, and then I put the seeds in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out all the holes, and then I'm going to place all the seeds into those holes and then into each of those boxes. I have all the holes cut out in each of the boxes, and this is what we're going to be planting. I have the Crimson Sweet Watermelon, the Tuscany Hybrid Cantaloupe, another type of cantaloupe, the Hell's Best Jumbo. I have cucumber, tomatoes, bell peppers. I have the Grand Bell Mix, the red bell peppers, and then some mixed red and green bell peppers, some jalapenos, okra, and then some Black Beauty zucchini, the Ford Hook zucchini, and then some broccoli and spinach. So I'm gonna get these all into the boxes, and then I'll start planting the seeds into the holes that we cut. all the seeds planted into all the boxes, and then we're just gonna go in and put some dirt on top of where we made the holes and the squares and put the seeds in there. I'm not going to fill the entire box of dirt yet. I'm just gonna put in a little bit and get these to start growing, and then we will add some more dirt into the boxes. We've now added all the dirt into all the boxes, and then in the middle I'm going to plant some blueberries, some raspberries, and blackberries, and we're going to put those plants into the middle. Okay, I'm going to finish up planting those into the middle, and then we've got our garden planted. And then we're gonna add in the buckets that we planted earlier with the herbs. And then we'll get this watered, and then I'll bring you back in about a week or so and we can check on the progress. It's been exactly 1 week and we are seeing some growth in each of the boxes. We have everything growing except for the bell peppers and jalapenos, the tomatoes, but everything else is showing forth some growth. So when we pulled up the black fabric from the garden, the last time that we were showing you the garden, I had taken it over to another part of the yard, and then I had an old grill and I wanted to change it into a planter because we were no longer going to be using it. My husband got a new grill, and so I thought I could just reuse this black fabric into this grill. So with the grill, I took the grates and just put them into the bottom, and then I took that old black fabric and I lined the bottom of the grill and put that black fabric into the grill and then into that side box that's next to the grill, the smoker. And then I took some of the old grass that was in the black fabric, and then we took a little bit of dirt, and then we added a new bag of dirt into the grill, and then I'm gonna put some flowers into there. So I've got the grill all fixed up with the dirt in there, and then I'm just gonna take these flowers that I got from Lowe's, and then I'm just gonna pull them out of the containers and then plant them into the grill. So I'm repurposing this old grill into a planter and having flowers into it. And then this is what the turned out to look like, and now we have flowers in there, and we were able to repurpose the grill. Okay, I'm out in the garden, and this is going on week 2 since we have planted. This is the watermelon box, and that is growing pretty well. And then I'm going to take you over to the cantaloupe box, and we have some growth on the cantaloupes. And then the next box is the cucumbers, and we are getting some growth on the cucumbers, and those are coming in nicely for week 2. And you can see that they're sprouting up through those holes that we made, and that's exactly what we wanted them to do, is grow up through those holes. And then we'll be adding in some more soil around that once they get a little bit bigger. Okay, in the next box we have the tomatoes are growing and they're starting to come through. And then in this box I'm not showing any growth, which would have been the jalapenos. In this box is the bell peppers and I don't have any growth there. And then we're coming over to the okra and we do have some growth in the okra. And that's coming up nicely. And then in this next box we have the zucchini, and last year I did not get any zucchini, so I'm really happy about this, and it's already growing very well within 2 weeks, and it's coming up, so we should be getting some zucchini in no time with at the rate of this growth. And then in this box we have a little bit of broccoli starting to sprout out, and so this is on week 2. Thank you for following along with our garden. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen.